Welcome back, students. Today we shall discuss about session 43, in which you are going to study design of IIR filter. IIR means infinite impulse response. So you are studying design of infinite impulse response IIR filter. What is actually a filter means? We know that filter is an electronic circuit or device. A filter is an electronic circuit or device which produces the output voltage for a specified input frequency, in which the input frequency is the signal frequency. That is, AC signal is applied to the input of a circuit having frequency ranging from 0 to infinity. When that input is applied to any electronic device, output is produced only for a certain value of frequency. So this is called filter. So filter is an electronic circuit or device which produces the output voltage for specified input frequency of the signal applied. If the voltage changes continuously, if the output voltage changes continuously with respect to the input voltage, then it is called analog filter. There should not be any discontinuity of the voltage at the output. The output voltage should be varying continuously with the application of the input voltage. That is called analog filter. And of course, there are two types of filters. Filters are two types. One is called passive, P-A-S-S-I-V-E, passive filter. Another is called active filter. How do you get a filter circuit? It's a very simple circuit. See this figure. A capacitor is connected in series. A resistor is connected in parallel to the input voltage. This is our input voltage. This is our AC voltage. Since it is AC voltage is also called signal voltage. It is having frequency from 0 to infinity, where frequency F changes from 0 to infinity. Let Vi is the input voltage. This input AC voltage passes through capacitor in series, resistor in parallel. Similarly, you can have a circuit like this. Resistors in series, capacitor in parallel. Apply the input voltage. Then you will get output voltage VO. It is also for the input voltage of different frequency ranging from 0 to infinity, you get output voltage. Here for the input voltage of different frequency ranging from 0 to infinity, you get output voltage. Thus, the output voltage is produced not for all the frequency. The input voltage has frequency from 0 to infinity, but output voltage is produced only for a particular specified frequency. This specified frequency value is given by the values of this R and C. Depending upon the values of R and C, you will get some frequency. With that frequency, up to that frequency, the output is allowed, or up to that frequency, the output stops and then it is allowed. Therefore, the filters is an electronic device which produces output voltage not for all input frequency but only for a specified value of the frequency. And this specified value of the frequency is determined by the components, values of the components used, C and R. Again, the filters are classified into two types: passive filter and active filter. Passive filter and active filter. We know that capacitor and resistor components are passive components. So any filter circuit which is designed using only passive components such as capacitors, resistors, such filter is called passive filter. In some other type of filter, we use not only the passive components such as capacitor and resistor, this is our input voltage, but also we use some active devices such as transistor along with these passive components. Such filter is called active filter. Now I will connect this passive filter to an inverting amplifier. You know this is an op amp. This is feedback op amp. Here the positive component C and R is connected to the active device called op amp. We know that op amp is a device which consists of two transistors connected in emitter coupled. That is emitter are coupled to each other. The two transistor it contains. Therefore, transistor is an active device. Therefore, this circuit contains active component, that is such as transistors, along with positive components such as capacitor and resistor. This type of filter is called active filter. Therefore, in general, we can define filter as: filter is an electronic circuit or device which produces the output voltage not for all the input frequency but for only specified frequency, whose the value of the specified frequency is given by the values of R and C used in the circuit. There are two types of filter: positive filters and active filters. In positive filter, the circuit consists of only positive components such as capacitors and resistors. In active filter, the circuit consists of not only the positive components such as capacitor and resistor, but also it contains some active devices like operational amplifier. So now we use this filter to study infinite impulse response, IIR. Thus, now you are going to study the design, how to design the filter to get infinite impulse response. So before going to design IIR filter, first you should know the specification of a given filter. What is actually specification? We know that for a filter you apply input voltage and you will get the output voltage for certain value of frequency. The gain of the circuit is given by output voltage by input voltage. And this gain is called magnitude frequency. Then draw the graph keeping the gain along y-axis, frequency along x-axis. This is called magnitude frequency response. See, in this circuit, you are going to apply, input voltage is fixed, whereas frequency changes from 0 to infinity. For that, you will get output voltage. Then calculate the gain. Gain of the output voltage is given by VO by VI. So you get gain for different values of input frequency. Then plotting this gain against frequency. So putting gain along y-axis, frequency along x-axis. This is called frequency response or magnitude frequency response. then you should know the specific manner of this filter. By studying the or by drawing the magnitude frequency response of any filter, you had to give specification. What are those specification? See this figure. To study this specification, I will consider the magnitude frequency response of low pass filter. This is a low pass filter. So, in this low pass filter, y axis is the gain. I will represent this gain as h of j ohm, where ohm is the frequency. That is, y axis is a function of frequency and x axis is a frequency ohm. I will represent the frequency here ohm instead of f in DSP. I will represent the gain or magnitude by h. h of j ohm is called the magnitude, that is output voltage by input voltage of the filter. This is the frequency. Plot the graph of this gain along the frequency. You get a nature of the curve like this. This is the low pass filter curve. There are different types of filters. We will discuss this later. So I have considered only the magnitude frequency response of the low pass filter. That means the low pass filter is one in which here this is the output voltage. Here you get output voltage and the output voltage falls up to almost zero. The output voltage is maximum, then it falls and becomes zero. Therefore, output voltage changes continuously. It remains constant up to certain value. Above that value it decreases, and above that certain value it goes to zero. That means any magnitude frequency response has three portions. One, maximum value portions. Another, the value decreases from maximum to minimum. And another, the value remains in the minimum state. Therefore, there are three states. One, stop band state. I will mention this is pass band state because output is passed here. From year to year, this frequency output is passed. Therefore, this state is called pass band state, in which ohm p represents pass band edge frequency. From pass band edge frequency, after that, it decreases monotonically. So, the output voltage or magnitude decreases monotonically up to certain value sigma s. This is called transition band. This is called pass band. Because from year to year the output voltage is passed. From year to year the output voltage decreases or it has a transition from higher value to lower value. Therefore, this is called transition band. After transition band, that is after the frequency equal to ohm s, stop band frequency, output is stop. You won't get output even if the input frequency is present. So even if the input frequency is present, you won't get the output. That is, output is stop. Therefore, this is called stop band. So any analog filter has three portions. One, output voltage allowed, that is pass band. Another, output voltage stop, that is stop band. Another, change of state from pass band to stop band, that is called transition band. Now, with this figure, we will discuss the specification of the filter. What are the specification of a given filter? You just carefully observe this figure. What is the maximum value? That is 1. The value of h of j omega is maximum, that is 1. Here it is 1. Here it decreases slowly to a small value reaches maximum 1, again decreases to slow, increases to maximum, decreases to. From maximum to this decrease value is allowed. If this is 1, this is 0.9. There is a change of only 0.1. 0.9 is almost equal to 1. Therefore, this is allowed band. From year to year, the output is allowed. The output is passed. Therefore, this is called pass band. In this pass band, above these portions and below these portions, no values. This is the specification. So, the frequency response has values only between 1 minus delta p to 1. Above 1, no value. Below 1 minus delta p, no value. This is our specification. In general, we assume that maximum value of the filter is 1. And from 1 to 1 minus delta p is allowed. Here delta p is called attenuation in the delta p is called tolerance in the delta p. That is, you can tolerate that value. You can also consider that value, because if delta p is 0.1, then what is 1 minus delta p? 1 minus 0.1 is 0.9. 1 is almost equal to 0.9. Okay. Therefore, delta p is called tolerance. That is, the value either increases or decreases from the rated value. Here the rated value is 1. But we know that above this 1 it is not specified. Therefore, you won't consider this. We consider only lower value. So, the value of 1 can be changed to minus delta p. So, from 1 to 1 minus delta p. And after that, the magnitude response decreases from one state to the next state, from pass band state to stop band state. This is called transition band. After transition band, the value almost decreases to 0. But it is not exactly 0. It may have some light value, say 0.1. 0.1 is also almost equal to 0. Therefore, this small change in 0.1, it is called tolerance. So, this small change of the tolerance in the stop band is called tolerance value given by delta S. So, delta P represents tolerance in pass band, delta S represents tolerance in stop band. From this circuit, you just see what are the values of h of j omega for different frequency. See, from this magnitude frequency response, I will write the specification now. This y-axis is h of j omega, j ohm. So, the h of j ohm, here 1 minus delta p is less than h of j omega is less than 1. So, h of j omega value between this 1 minus delta p to 1 is for the frequency sigma ohm p called pass band frequency. Here the frequency is 0 less than or equal to ohm less than or equal to sigma p. From year to year, how do you write the equation? See, from year to year it is 0. This is the frequency axis, that is ohm. Ohm is the frequency. 0 less than or equal to frequency less than or equal to sigma p. That is up to this value. 0 less than or equal to ohm less than or equal to ohm p. Ohm p is called pass band frequency, up to which the output voltage is passed. And what is the value of the output voltage? That is, what is the value of h of j omega? 1 minus delta p to 1. Up to this, it is allowed. Therefore, 0 is less than or equal to ohm is less than or equal to sigma p. For this, the value of magnitude frequency response is 1 minus delta p, which is less than or equal to h of j ohm, which is less than or equal to 1. This is one specification. And you see, there is no specification in this transition band. We leave this transition band. You will consider only pass band and stop band. In this stop band, what is the value? This is 0. From 0 to delta S, there is a small value. It is stopped. Therefore, delta is almost equal to 0 means output is stopped after sigma S. Therefore, when the frequency ohm is greater than or equal to sigma S, is there any output voltage? No output voltage. But however, there is a small output voltage delta S. Therefore, 0 less than or equal to h of j omega less than or equal to delta S. 0 less than or equal to h of j ohm less than or equal to delta S. So in this frequency, output voltage is 1 minus delta P to 1, that is almost 1. In this frequency, that is when the frequency is greater than or equal to stop band frequency, the output voltage is almost 0 because this is also 0. Delta is almost very small value, output voltage is 0. This is the specification of analog filter. And I will consider this magnitude frequency response in terms of decibel value. How do you consider this in terms of decibel value? First, I will write AP, attenuation in pass band, which is given by minus 20 logarithm of mod h of j ohm. Here, since this is a pass band, we can write this h of minus 20 logarithm of what is the pass band value? 1 or 1 minus delta p. Both are same. Pass band value is 1. Since delta p is very small, this is almost equal to 1. This is pass band value. And for the frequency, ohm is equal to up to this. And gain is represented by Kp, which is given by minus Ap. Therefore, Kp, pass band gain, is equal to minus AP. AP is minus 20 log 1 minus delta P. Minus of minus plus, you get 20 logarithm of 1 minus delta P. This is the pass band gain for ohm is equal to ohm P. That is for frequency which is equal to pass band frequency. Up to this frequency, the gain is 20 log 1 minus delta P. Similarly, consider this. When the frequency ohm is more than sigma S, the output voltage is 0. That is another specification. And therefore, I will write this as AS. Stop band attenuation is given by minus 20 logarithm of h of j ohm is equal to minus 20 logarithm of stop band. Stop band is delta S. That is almost equal to 0. Stop band value is 0, that is it stopped, output voltage stop means 0 or very small value delta S. This is when ohm, that is frequency, is greater than or equal to stop band frequency. After this frequency, output voltage stops. And we Ks is equal to minus AS. Stop band gain is represented by Ks, which is given by minus AS. Then Ks is equal to minus of minus. AS means minus 20 log delta S. Minus of minus 20 log delta S plus 20 logarithm of delta S. This is the stop band gain, where frequency is greater than or equal to sigma S. When the frequency reaches ohm S, that is stop band frequency, or more than that, the value is almost 0. That is stop band gain. Up to the frequency sigma equals sigma p, the value is allowed, the value is maximum. That is called pass band gain, which is given by 20 log 1 minus delta p. So these are all the specification of analog filter. To study the specification of analog filter, we have considered only low pass filter. Okay. Similarly, the same can be explained for all other types of filters. In the next class, we will discuss the different types of filters. First, we have discussed specification of filter. That is, up to certain frequency, there is a gain, passband gain. After certain value of frequency, there is no gain. Gain becomes zero, stop band gain. Between passband and stop band, the gain is not considered. That is, transition band is not considered. So these are all the specification. Next class, we will discuss about the different types of filters and how the filters are designed using different methods. Thank you. Okay, dear students, let us continue the session number 43, in which we have studied the specification of analog filter. Now we will discuss about classification of analog filter, how the filters are classified. Usually there are 4 types of filters, and how these 4 types of filters are classified depending upon their uses. And what are the difference between analog filter and ideal filter? First, I will write the different types of analog filter. Analog filter on the left side, and a digital filter or ideal filter. Ideal filter on the right side. Analog filter is an electronic device which is used to allow the output voltage or stop the output voltage for a specified input frequency. In analog filter, the output voltage changes continuously. There is no discontinuous. The output voltage changes continuously with respect to the different input frequency. How they differ from ideal filter, and what are the difference between analog filter and ideal filter? Let us know. In analog filter, as the output voltage changes continuously, we will have 3 portions. One is allowed output voltage, that is pass band, and another is not allowed output voltage, that is output voltage stops, that is called stop band, and there is a transition between the pass band to stop band. This is called transition band. So we have 3 types portions in analog filter: pass band portion, transition portion, and stop band portion. Whereas in ideal filter, there is only 2 portions, that is pass band portions and sudden stop band portions. There is no transition portions. I will explain this with figure. First, I will write low pass filter. Low pass filter of analog filter. This filter can be classified depending upon their magnitude frequency response. What is magnitude? For any filter, you apply input voltage of different frequency. Note down the output voltage. Then take output voltage by input voltage. We call it as gain of the filter. In general, we can also mention this as magnitude of the filter. And plot a graph of magnitude along y-axis and frequency along x-axis. Magnitude along y-axis and frequency along x-axis. In DSB, we will represent frequency as ohm, keeping along x-axis. In DSP, we represents magnitude as h of j ohm magnitude. Let it be along y-axis. In low pass filter, up to low frequency, the output is allowed. And after some high frequency, output stops. This is called pass band, this is called stop band. And there is a transition band between pass band and stop band. Therefore, output falls from pass band to stop band. This is called low pass filter. Therefore, filters are classified depending upon the magnitude frequency response and also depending upon the nature of the graph and also depending upon the frequency response and also depending upon the phase response, angle response, phase response. And also the filters are classified depending upon the components we use. If the filter uses only positive components such as capacitor and resistor, it is called positive filter. If the filter uses active devices such as transistor or operational amplifiers along with the positive components, it is called active filters. In this way, we can classify the filters. I will first write all the possible nature of the filters. This is low pass filter in which up to low frequency the output is allowed and then decreases to 0. Then I will write high pass filter. So this is a high pass filter. In high pass filter, plot a graph of magnitude, that is h of j ohm along y-axis, frequency along x-axis. Plotting this is called magnitude frequency response. During high pass filter, up to certain frequency, there is no voltage. That is, there is no magnitude. And after high frequency, it increases and reaches maximum value. After certain frequency, output voltage is allowed. Below that frequency, output voltage is stopped. This is called high frequency. This is called high pass filter. So, in high pass filter, this is high pass filter. In high pass filter, up to certain high frequency, the output voltage does not allow. It is a stop band. After some high frequency, the output voltage is allowed. Therefore, this is called pass band. Pass band occurs after certain high frequency. This is called high pass filter. You have another type of filter. See, this is the nature of filter. Consider the magnitude frequency response, h of j ohm, against frequency ohm. You see, up to frequency f1 and f2, the output is allowed. Below f1, output decreases. Above f2, output decreases. Therefore, output is allowed only between the two frequencies f1 and f2. Below f1, no output voltage, stop band. Above f2, no output voltage, stop band. Only between the frequency ranging from f1 to f2, output voltage is allowed, pass band occurs. This type of filter is called pass band filter. Pass band filter. See, in this pass band filter, see the magnitude frequency response. There is no output voltage allowed up to certain low frequency. And again, there is no output voltage allowed after certain frequency. Output voltage is allowed only for a range of frequency from f1 to f2. That is, you get a pass band for a range of frequency f1 to f2. This is called pass band frequency. Therefore, output voltage is allowed only for a band of frequency. What is the band of frequency? f2 minus f1 is band of frequency. So this is pass band frequency. You have another type of analog filter. See, in this analog filter, h of j omega is along y axis, ohm along x axis. See, up to certain frequency f1 and up to certain higher frequency f2. See, up to f1 you get a pass band. After f2 you get a pass band. Between a band of frequency from f1 to f2 you get a stop band, that is output voltage stops. Since the output voltage stops, this is a stop band. For a band of frequency from f1 to f2, this filter is called stop band filter. Thus, the filters are classified into four types. Low pass filter, in which the output voltage is allowed up to a certain low value of frequency. High pass filter, in which the output voltage is allowed only after certain high value of frequency. And pass band filter, in which the output voltage is allowed only for a band of frequency. Stop band filter, in which the output voltage stops for a band of frequency. Thus, from these four figures, we can say that how the filters are classified. The filters are classified by their magnitude frequency response, that is, by plotting a magnitude along y axis and frequency along x axis. You can classify the filter as low pass filter, high pass filter, pass band filter, and stop band filter. Similarly, by their frequency response, see, this is the frequency response. By the frequency response also, you can classify the filter. You see, the output voltage starts from zero angle. Here the output voltage starts after some phase angle. Here the output voltage allows between two angles. Therefore, the analog filter can also be classified depending upon not only by their frequency response but also by their phase response. And also whether the filter uses positive components or active components. We can classify the filters as positive filter and active filters. So these are all classification of analog filters. Now let us compare this analog filter with ideal filter. What is actually analog filter? Analog filter is the actual behavior of the magnitude frequency response. That is, for a given filter, what is the actual behavior of the filter? That is analog filter. What is the actual behavior? There is no discontinuity. It has three portions: pass band and transition band and stop band. So all the three portions that analog filter will have. Therefore, analog filter gives you the actual behavior of the filter, but it is not expected one. What we expect, either the output voltage should be allowed up to a certain specified frequency and after that it should be stopped. That is our expected. So the expected behavior of the filter is called ideal filter. Now I will write the ideal filter here. It is in comparison with the analog filter. First I will write the low pass filter here. It is our expected value, not actual value. The expected value j of omega along y axis, ohm along x axis. Since the expected value of low pass filter is, it should be allowed up to a low frequency. After low frequency, there is a sudden decrease to zero. So this is called pass band. This is stop band. This is ideal filter. This is expected one. This is actual behavior of the filter. So the actual behavior of the filter is analog filter. The expected behavior of the filter is called ideal filter. Ideal filter is not possible in practical, but it is theoretically we say that whether the filter should allow the output voltage for the given input frequency, then it should stop after some frequency. Similarly, the expected behavior, that is called ideal filter for high pass, is there should not be any value for low frequency. After high frequency, the output is allowed. This is stop band. This is our pass band. Thus, the ideal filter of high pass filter, up to low frequency output stops, and after certain high frequency the output is allowed. This is high pass filter. Similarly, you can represent pass band filter h of j ohm along y axis and ohm along x axis. Therefore, up to certain frequency f1 it should stop. After certain frequency it should stop. It is allowed only between the frequency f1 and f2. This is a band of frequency. So f1, f2, a band of frequency from f1 to f2, output is allowed. That you get a pass band. Only for a band of frequency you get a pass band. After that you get the stop band. This is called ideal filter of pass band. Similarly, you can write the ideal filter of stop band. The output voltage is allowed exactly for certain low value. The output voltage is allowed exactly after certain value, and it stops for a range of frequency f1 to f2. For this band of frequency f1 to f2, the output voltage stops. This is called stop band ideal filter. So analog filter are classified according to their magnitude frequency response and the nature of the graph, and depending upon the cutoff frequency. Cutoff frequency is that frequency at which the output voltage changes. See this in this figure. This is cutoff frequency. I will call this as FC. Sorry, ohm C. Ohm C is cutoff frequency, because at omega C, at ohm C, output voltage changes from maximum to minimum. That is, the state changes from maximum to minimum. That frequency is called cutoff frequency. So once again, I will define cutoff frequency of a filter is that frequency at which the specified value of the filter changes from one state to another state. That is from pass band to stop band. And also depending upon frequency response, also depending upon the phase angle response, we can classify the analog filter. The analog filter is the actual behavior. The expected behavior is called ideal filter. So these two are the comparison of analog and ideal filters. Thank you.